Title: The Enchanted Tale of Damayanti. Chapter 1: The Beautiful Princess. In the mystical land of ancient India, where mountains whispered secrets to the wind and rivers sang songs of old, there is a resplendent kingdom called Vidarbha. This kingdom was like a jewel, glittering with golden palaces and surrounded by fragrant gardens that bloomed all year round. Vidarbha was ruled by King Dama, a wise and benevolent ruler. His tales of justice and compassion had reached the farthest corners of the world. But what was talked about even more was the gem of his heart, his beloved daughter, Princess Damayanti. Damayanti was not just another princess, she was special in every sense, with twinkling eyes that mirrored the night sky, and a laugh that reminded people of the tinkling of temple bells. She was the pride of Vidarbha. But it wasn't her beauty alone that made her special. Her heart was full of kindness, and her mind brimmed with wisdom far beyond her years. When she spoke, it was as if melodies flowed from her lips, and every word was a lesson in love, compassion, and valor. Children would gather around her in the palace gardens, and she would tell them tales of valor, kindness, and justice. She would teach them that beauty wasn't just about a pretty face, but was about the deeds one performed and the kindness one showed. In the evenings, she would often sit by the window of her palace chamber, gazing at the horizon, wondering what lay beyond the mountains and the rivers. She had heard tales of brave princes and mighty warriors from distant lands, who performed heroic deeds, and deep down, a tiny flame of curiosity flickered. She wondered if she would ever meet someone who would match the rhythm of her heart. As days turned into nights and nights into days, Damayanti's tales became the talk of the town. Merchants and travelers would often be found, discussing her wisdom at the bustling marketplaces. "Have you heard the story of the Princess of Vidarbha?" one would ask, and soon a crowd would gather, eager to hear more. One evening, as Damayanti sat by her window, she noticed a group of golden birds playing in the garden. They were swans, their feathers shining in the evening sun. One of them seemed to be more curious than the others, and slowly approached the window where Damayanti sat. To her astonishment, the swan spoke in a human voice. "Greetings, Princess Damayanti. I have traveled from distant lands, and have heard tales of your beauty and wisdom." Damayanti, still surprised but ever gracious, replied, "Welcome, noble swan. It is not often that we get to converse with such magnificent birds." The swan, fluffing its feathers with pride, said, "Princess, in my travels, I have come across many a prince and warrior. There is one whose tales of bravery and kindness surpass all. His name is Nala, the Prince of Nishada." Damayanti's eyes sparkled with interest. "Tell me more about this Prince Nala." The swan, pleased at her interest, began narrating tales of Nala's bravery, his skill in taming wild horses, and his unmatched knowledge of the ancient scriptures. And as the swan spoke, Damayanti felt a strange connection, as if destiny was weaving a tale of its own. As the moon rose higher in the sky, the swan prepared to leave. "Princess, would you like me to convey a message to Prince Nala?" it asked with a twinkle in its eye. Damayanti, her cheeks flushed with the hues of the setting sun, whispered, "Tell him that the Princess of Vidarbha would like to hear tales of his adventures from his own lips." The swan nodded and flew away, leaving behind a trail of golden dust, a princess with dreams of a prince from a distant land. But little did Damayanti know that her life was about to change, in ways she had never imagined. For in the game of fate, even gods become players, and the journey of love is never an easy one. As Damayanti lay in her bed that night, the wind carried melodies from distant lands, and she dreamed of meeting the brave Prince Nala. But her dreams were just the beginning of an epic tale of love, adventure, and destiny. Chapter 2: Nala, the Brave Prince. In the lush green kingdom of Nishada, where cascading waterfalls kissed the verdant meadows, and the forests echoed with the symphonies of nature, lived Prince Nala. Nishada was a land of beauty and bounty, and at its heart stood a magnificent palace that glittered under the sun, a testament to the kingdom's prosperity. Prince Nala was unlike any other prince. Tall, with a royal demeanor, his eyes were like deep pools of knowledge, and his voice was as soothing as the gentle streams of Nishada. From a young age, Nala was known for his wisdom and his unparalleled skills in archery, horse riding, and the ancient game of dice. However, what truly set Nala apart was his love for nature and animals. He could tame the wildest horse with just a gentle whisper and could communicate with birds and animals, as if they were his friends. People of Nishada often spoke of the time when, as a young boy, Nala had rescued a fawn that was trapped in a thicket. Instead of running away in fear, the fawn had nestled close to Nala, sensing the kindness in his heart. One day, as Nala was practicing archery in the royal courtyard, a shimmering golden swan descended from the sky. It circled the courtyard gracefully and landed in front of the prince, its golden feathers glistening in the morning sun. "Prince Nala," the swan began in a melodious voice, "I bring greetings from Princess Damayanti of Vidarbha." Nala, though taken aback, responded with grace, "Greetings, noble swan. I have heard tales of the beautiful and wise Princess Damayanti. To what do I owe this honor?" The swan, fluffing its feathers, replied, "Princess Damayanti has heard of your bravery, and wishes to hear tales of your adventures from your own lips." Nala's heart skipped a beat. Though he had heard tales of Damayanti's beauty and wisdom, he had never imagined that their paths would cross. A mixture of excitement and curiosity filled him as he said, "Please convey my regards to Princess Damayanti and tell her that I am honored by her message." As days passed, the message from Princess Damayanti became the talk of the Nishada court. Royal advisors and courtiers often discussed the implications of such an alliance. But for Nala, it was not politics or power that occupied his mind. It was the thought of meeting someone who seemed so similar to him in spirit and wisdom. He would often find himself lost in thoughts, wondering about Damayanti. Was she really as wise and kind as the tales suggested? Did she also feel the same connection with nature and animals? And most importantly, would their destinies intertwine? One evening, as Nala sat in his private chambers, an idea began to take shape in his mind. What if he undertook a journey to Vidarbha? Not as a prince, but as a common traveler, to meet Damayanti? It would give him a chance to know her without the weight of royal expectations. With this thought, Nala began preparing for his journey. He chose a simple attire, one that would not reveal his royal identity, and took with him only a small entourage of trusted soldiers. The journey to Vidarbha was not an easy one. Nala and his entourage had to cross dense forests, treacherous mountain paths, and vast rivers. But with every challenge, Nala's determination grew stronger. During their journey, Nala and his team encountered various challenges. Once, they came across a village that had been devastated by a flood. Instead of continuing his journey, Nala decided to stay and help. He used his knowledge of architecture to build sturdy homes, and his understanding of nature to create a water drainage system. Villagers, grateful for the help, blessed the unknown traveler and his team, unaware that they were in the presence of a prince. Another time, while crossing a dense forest, Nala came across a wounded lion. While his soldiers were hesitant, Nala approached the majestic creature with care and compassion. Using herbs and his knowledge of healing, he nursed the lion back to health. In gratitude, the lion, instead of posing a threat, guided them through the forest, ensuring their safety. After weeks of travel, Nala finally reached the outskirts of Vidarbha. As he gazed at the magnificent kingdom, he realized that his journey had changed him. He had not only discovered the beauty of the land, but had also learned the importance of kindness, compassion, and humility. The biggest discovery awaited him inside the walls of Vidarbha, where destiny had its own plans. Plans that would change the course of Nala and Damayanti's lives forever. The end. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the next piece. Please give a like and subscribe. Thank you.